Beautiful souls, this is a lesson Dr. Peebles shared with me. Most of us spend our lives looking in the mirror, noticing that our shirt is buttoned incorrectly. Instead of dealing with the buttons directly, we focus on cleaning the mirror. We might start with Vidrex and a rag, then move on to newspaper, then try vinegar and water, all the while wondering why the buttons stay out of place. The solution is not to clean the mirror. It is to look down, unbutton the buttons, and put them back on correctly. Once we do this, no matter how clean the mirror is, the reflection will show the buttons in the right place. Dr. Peebles explains that cleaning the mirror means that we constantly look for external solutions to problems. We think, if only this person would change, or if only I had more money or a better job. This type of thinking is exhausting. The solution is to look within, at the original experience or wound, and deal with it. In our 30s, or even younger, most of the triggers, worries, and annoyances we face are patterns rooted in our past experiences. These patterns often start with childhood wounds or lessons. For example, if your sibling received praise while you didn't, you may have developed a sense of shame or a sense that you weren't good enough. As an adult, being passed over for a promotion can trigger these same feelings. But it's not about the job, it's about those early experiences. This understanding is transformative, and if you practice the steps Dr. Peebles gives below, it will be a game changer. Remember, even if you do just one thing and tell your inner child, "I love you, you are safe," you begin to change things profoundly. Give it a try. Acknowledge your inner child, recreate it with love, and see how things change. I love you all very much. Dr. Peebles' perspective. Here is Dr. Peebles' perspective. God bless you. Dr. Peebles here. Today, we want to talk about an essential awareness. When you experience uncomfortable emotions or situations that bring you suffering, whether it's anger, sadness, or rejection, it's usually because your inner child is reacting. These feelings are rarely about the present moment, but rather echo past wounds. The first step to dealing with this is to recognize that your mind and ego will try to convince you that the current problem is unique. Maybe someone took your parking space or a loved one isn't acting the way you want them to. However, these frustrations are rarely new problems, they're patterns. You're not stuck in a problem, you're stuck in a repetition of something much older, usually from childhood. The key is to stop cleaning the mirror and start working on the buttons, as we discussed earlier. To get past these patterns, follow these steps. First, ask yourself, how do I feel? Identify emotions such as fear, sadness, or rejection. Second, acknowledge out loud, the inner child within me feels ____________________________________________________________________________________________________ naming the feelings you discovered. Third, it involves re-educating your inner child, reassuring him or her with words like, "I love you. You are safe." This is a moment of deep healing, where the inner child finally feels seen and safe. Fourth, trace these feelings back to their source. Inner child, can you remember a time in your childhood when you felt this way? Maybe it was a time when a parent or caregiver unintentionally made you feel unloved or abandoned. Recognize that today's situation reflects that past wound. Once you see the connection, remember, it's not about the parking spot or the rejection, it's about healing a layer of that original wound. As you practice this process, you'll realize that you're not here to fix something broken, because nothing is broken. Instead, you're addressing patterns, not problems. By acknowledging and re-educating your inner child, you shift your perspective and begin to live from your heart and higher self, rather than reacting from the wound. This understanding allows you to break the cycle of suffering and take control of your life in a way that feels empowering and liberating. My dear ones, this practice is one of the simplest yet most profound ways to connect with your inner child and transform your life. When you understand the patterns at play, you gain clarity, sovereignty, and the ability to let your soul guide your next steps. We hope this brings you peace and healing. God bless you.